your kids. Do you have kids?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So your wife and kids can look at it. They can get a sense. There's normally about 4 17-minute and change seconds.
Okay.
I have a 4-month-old. Good, get it. So get it's going to be your friend. That's going to be one of your favorite things, and we're gonna work with get it today.
Okay.
And get it means I'm going to toss the treat and you go chase it.
Okay.
So when the dog is really squirmy like this, it's pretty hard to get still.
Right.
So when you do get still, you might get it. You might just do that and send the dog away, okay? Because that'll be easier than trying to get down and get your nose honked and all the rest of it. So what we are going to train for is stillness.
Sounds good.
How do you like it
I
so
like
far?
that. I like that.
I have a American Pit Bull, full-blooded American Pit Bull puppy, and it takes a hold of my leg and it tries to bite me.
Really?
And
I had
it's
one
4 months old.
Oh yeah.
It's ferocious.
I had one. He was the best dog I ever had, Deuce, and he was. I say he was easy to train. I mean, he was so much easier to train than even Macy, our Boston Terrier, and certainly this one. She is.
Was Macy the dog you just put down, Boston Terrier?
She was just active, or like very hyper, like they all are, and but yeah, that was my wife's first baby, so it was.
I'm just ignoring this. You see, I'm just ignoring this. And now, so she wasn't getting what she wanted, so she started jumping on me. So now I'm really going to ignore her. And part of your training is going to be, we're going to do little scenarios, and then we're going to totally quit her and ignore her.
Okay.
And that is going to be the goal. That's the sweet spot, because then they'll come back to do more work.
Okay.
Get it. Already she knows get it. She's brilliant.
She's a smart one. She just.
I'm just going to wait just till she settles just a little bit more.
Okay.
So games like Chuck It and Flirt Stick and you know, things like that, they don't. Good. Sit. Yeah. You see, you look for those. Yes. Oh, that's very good. They don't calm this down. They just make a better athlete for this.
Right.
So you want to do mental games with this dog, and that will be just as strenuous as a 4-mile walk's going to be. And she's smart enough that she can do all those things. So I put this up here because I like people just to get the whole, and I haven't memorized this, so we're going to talk about focus with the dog.
Okay.
It's enthusiasm, control, confidence, and clarity, okay? So I had search dogs. I had a wilderness search dog. I had 2 of them. And they were very focused on their job. They were not looking at me. Focus doesn't mean they're looking at me. See, she didn't like it. I didn't.
Right. Right.
That was my bad. Trainer bad. Did it. So, but she's out focused. She's focused on me and on her task at hand, and we're both doing that task. We're out searching for the lost people. So that's what we are going to do a little bit of, you know, looking at me, but we're not. but we're gonna move it into focus.
Okay.
Doesn't necessarily have to be. So if you were gonna do agility with this dog, the dog can do some looking at you, but it's gotta be looking at where it's going,
Right.
you know, up and over and under and through. That's very nice. Yeah, that's not so nice. So I want you to pick a word that you're gonna use to tell her that she's doing it correctly. And this is going to be the word that falls out of your mouth. The word that falls out of my mouth is yes, and sometimes it's good. Either of them work. I do this because I bleed profusely.
No, that's fine. I mean, good is always,
Okay.
you know, I'm used to saying good, you know, good girl or something like that.
Yeah, I just stick to one.
Okay.
And if I say yes, you'll excuse me. I also say good too.
Okay.
But we're going to start with, you can't train a dog until you have their attention. And this is not, you know, attention. This is
Right.
arousal.
All right.
And we're up over, there's a Yerkes Dachshund bell curve about arousal. And arousal's good to a certain point, but you get to the peak, and then you're going down. You'll excuse me a second while I talk to your dog. So she even takes treats rough. The dogs that are over aroused take treats rough.
So our friend has her brother.
Oh yeah? How's that?
Well,
Working out.
they went to Petco for training.
Oh, well, yeah.
And so, anyway, I was just talking to him, and my wife's talked to him a little bit, and I said, well, I mean, I don't know, I don't really, I want to try to find somebody that knows what they're doing. Not saying they don't, I don't know the person.
They're beginners.
Right. And
You don't go to Petco and
Right.
get $7 an hour when you're
Right.
an established.
so I was looking at, you know, at your stuff, and I thought, well, shoot, I mean, let's try this, and so anyway, our friend, she said that the trainer said that, you know, some dogs are just harder, and sometimes they can, you know, some dogs are just untrainable. And I said, and I told my wife, I said, well, I mean, we admit she's crazy right now, but we don't necessarily know what we're doing. So let's go talk to somebody that does, and you know, go
And
from
what
there.
you're really just gonna have to not, I'm sure there's been no down, off, stop it, you know. That has to go away, because that is reinforcement. Everything we're gonna do is reinforcement, or we're gonna ignore.
Okay.
Okay? And if it, see, when I turn my back, she's gonna try. She's gonna try her best. Hopefully she won't be doing this by the end of the session. So we're gonna do 4 focus exercises, and this is gonna be something that you're gonna do all the time.
Okay.
This is something that you're gonna do before you ever do a training session with her, okay?
Okay.
Focus is never asked for. You don't, come on, here. No, focus is offered. And you're gonna have a dog that's gonna be willing to offer focus.
Okay.
As much as she's willing to offer jumping right now.
Right.
Okay.
That'll be a lot of focus then.
So, that'll be a lot of focus. So, there's 4 exercises. We're gonna do 2 today.
Okay.
This is gonna start every session you're gonna do. And these are just These are fun for the dog and easy. Everything is going to be a game for the dog.
Okay.
It's going to be made into a game for the dog and something that you're enjoying too. And we're going to turn on this learning gene because right now we have the Neanderthal.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to turn on the learning gene, and you're going to start to see a personality develop that you like.
Okay.
Because I know what this is like, living like.
Right.
This is not fun.
No.
So, and especially not fun
No, and
when you've lost your mellow yellow dog, you know.
Right, and we have a 5-year-old and a 9-year-old, and that's the thing is, I mean, she stands up, she's taller than the 5-year-old, and he just wants nothing to do with her, you know, unless she's worn out from a long walk.
Yeah, I don't blame him, and she should want it.
Yeah, and then Hannah, my daughter, she wants to love her, but she's just so wild.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know, and my wife, she said, no, this is not, you know, we got to do something.
So after a week of this, you might be able to get the kids to do this.
Okay.
The one thing you got to do with the kids is you have to keep their arousal level down around the dog.
Right.
Ah! Little
And that's
kids,
what we
yeah.
talk to
Jumping
Hudson
and
about all the time.
is just gonna see. Part of this arousal level is the amount of arousal the dog lives
Right.
with in the house.
Right.
So I have a very good friend here. I trained all 4 of her kids, her husband, her sister, and the dog. And we walk regularly. She lives right over here. And it was the kids were afraid of this dog. It was a Doberman cross, and you know it's kind of a guardian dog. They were a little bit afraid of it. But those kids would go out in the backyard, and I'd be exhausted, and the dog would be, you know, like, and then the dog would get in trouble.
Right.
Okay, so what's the point? So,
Right.
all right, so this is a really easy game. I like to use baby food.
Okay.
I use just the beef baby food because that's all I can find, except for fruit and vegetables.
Right.
Can't find anything, you know, in the stores. I'm like, what do you do about baby food? I like it. You can use treats.
Okay.
This is called rapid fire treats.
Okay.
And all you're going to do is you're going to use your reward marker word.
Okay.
A reward marker word is the bridge. Tells the dog it did it right, and it's the bridge between the behavior and the reward. Okay? So
would that be good or whatever I?
good is fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll show you what it's like. So what day is it?
Friday.
What day is it?
Friday.
What day is it?
May 28th.
What day is it?
Friday, May 28th.
What's the crazy lady asking? So, see, if I had told you, yeah, it's Friday,
Yeah.
we would have been on the same page.
I got
We
you.
have reality, and we're headed in the same direction.
I got
But
you.
as long as I don't tell you that you got it right,
Still guessing.
you're still guessing. And this dog doesn't speak English. It's even worse. It doesn't have the brain that you have, you know? It's even worse. So, this word is going to be important for everybody
Okay.
to develop, and it's going to be good for the kids.
Okay.
And it'll give them some structure with the dog. So all you're going to do is you're going to sit down with, you can do treats. You can hold the 10 treats in your hand if you want. I'm going to use this. You can use baby food if you want. I like it because it's easy. For rapid fire, this is like it can go really fast, and it's just going to be good. 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 Not hard. This is priming the pump. This is getting the lead whacker started. You know, you push the little button to
Right.
make it the gap. This is this dog, I now have this dog's attention.
Right.
And not quite in as much of a frantic way.
Right.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Part of this franticness is the dog has just been wrong.
Right. Right.
It's just wrong.
Right.
Okay, so, what you have is wrong gets wronger.
Yeah.
What you have is right gets righter. So you're gonna have to look for the right and you're gonna have to reward it.
Okay.
And then more right will start to show up.
Okay.
And I have to say, this goes over into every aspect of your life. It's about acknowledgement.
Right.
And you start to acknowledge, oh, look at the flower, you know?
Right.
And your life does get better. The more you'll see the good, your
Yeah.
life does get better. I don't mean to be too woo-woo.
No, that's fine. That's,
But,
no, I understand. Trust me.
so I'm gonna, so you think you got that?
I think so.
Okay.
All right.
So, there you go, and it's never asked for, so I'm just gonna ignore busy. And you're just gonna wait for busy to come over and understand that you have. I'm just gonna walk this way a little bit, so maybe your nose will catch it. Yes, good.
Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good.
Perfect, cap her up. Nice, nicely done. We'll put her right there. Nicely done. So now we have a dog that's going to be willing to pay some attention, and she has slowed down a little bit.
Mm.
She's looking to wind herself up again because dogs that are calm have different hormones than dogs that are aroused running through their body. Like, you know, I mean, if we're sitting here and a copperhead slithered through here, you and I would be way different.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
All right, so that's what's happening for her. There's a copperhead slithering, you know, by her, and
Yeah.
she is like all kinds of excited. Once, there's a tone scale for dogs. It goes from 0 to 10. Most dogs hang out, when they're